Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? This is the 2 Point. I am Mallen, your host, and the Super Bowl just happened. Yes, the big game, the big night, and the end of the day, as all the dust cleared, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are your Super Bowl 55 world champions. Now, what does this mean going forward? A lot of things. We're going to touch base on that. Off-season preview, a ton of things during this 2 Point episode. First off, we're going to start off with my 3 Super Bowl predictions throughout this year and how close I was. So, if you watched any of my previous 2 Point videos, especially the season preview, season preview, you saw that I had my Philadelphia Eagles, the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. As much as it pains me to say, I have the Philadelphia Eagles losing to the Kansas City Chiefs for the Chiefs to win their second straight Super Bowl. I was drastically wrong about one of those teams, and it wasn't the Chiefs. Eagles had a horrendous year. We'll get into that later this episode. Chiefs are a consistent mainstay in my predictions, as I predicted they would make the Super Bowl at the beginning of the year. Then we got to the end of the regular season. I did my playoff predictions, and I actually predicted the Tampa Bay Chiefs Super Bowl wins this. I think you're going to see a Tampa Bay KC Super Bowl here. Don't believe me? Go back and watch my playoff predictions 2 Point. Now, with that said, I had the Chiefs winning. So this is going to be a little hypocritical, but if you follow me on Twitter, Mallen Productions at Mallen P Twitter, something like that. I'll put it somewhere right here. You will see that I predicted the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win by 3. Again, I was half right. I've been half right this entire time with all my predictions. I actually had Tampa Bay winning just by a lot less than they actually won by. It was 31-9 was the final score. Crazy, insane. Nobody would have thought this game would have happened this way or ended this way. I think Brady's the GOAT. We got to get that out of the way. Brady is the greatest of all time. He has more Super Bowl wins as a singular player than any other franchise has altogether. Now, he won 6 with the Patriots. He's won 1 with the Bucks. The Patriots were tied all time at 6. And he beat that out. He has 7 rings. One guy has 7 rings. One player has more rings than all these franchises. I just said that, but I'm just trying to emphasize here that is unheard of. This is insane what this guy's accomplished. Not to mention his longevity, the fact that he's 43, he's still playing at a high elite level. He threw for 3 touchdowns the other day, 2 going to Gronk, which we'll address Gronk next, but he has all these passing records. Definitely doesn't have any rushing records. He's not known for rushing. But Brady, I mean, come on. Brady's got to be the GOAT. I mean, name somebody that's done more. Now, you can get into the argument of who has more talented. Is Brady the most talented quarterback of all time? No, he's not. He's a tactician, you know? He's very, very meticulous and careful with how he throws his passes. Very, very accurate. He's a complete quarterback. He lacks that mobility, but what he lacks in mobility, he makes up for with his logic, you know? But Brady, I mean, on paper right now, he is the greatest of all time. He's the best player I've personally ever seen. I think anybody's ever seen play the game. And at this point, after winning his 7th Super Bowl, I think that's hard to argue. Now, going on to greats, I mentioned this guy a little earlier, Gronk. Rob Gronkowski, is he the best tight end of all time? I don't know. After last night's game, he had 2 touchdowns. He looked prime Gronk. He looked slow during the season, and again, I mean, he's also been an elite blocking tight end. He just hasn't had the receiving threat. So, I mean, he has all these receiving records, and he used to be a heavy receiver, but now he's more of a blocking tight end. He can do it all. He's like 6'6", 6'7". The guy's unreal. He, I don't know, dude. Gronk is definitely up there, but is he better than Tony Gonzalez? That's the question we're posed with right now. I'd say yes. I think Gronk is probably the greatest tight end of all time. I think Brady's not only the best quarterback of all time, but the best player of all time to play the game. Now, you just witnessed history last night watching those two play. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a huge Brady fan. You know, I hate seeing the same person win all the time. Don't get me wrong. But you got to step back no matter if you love him, whether you hate him, take a step back and acknowledge greatness and respect it when you see it. Now that's all I'm asking for you. So I think we watched the best tight end and quarterback of at least this generation last night, and well, not this generation, the past couple generations as far as Brady goes. But man, but enough talking about the Bucs. Their defense was stellar. Their offense was clicking. They looked like the better team last night, and ultimately they were the better team. But Mahomes, he signed that 10-year deal. If you haven't seen my reaction to that, go check out that 2 point after this. After you check out all my other predictions, just go watch all the 2 points while you're at it. Anyways, Mahomes, he's a special player. He's talented. He's great. He was banged up though. He was injured, just like most of the Chiefs. The Chiefs were out, I think, 3 starting offensive linemen they were lacking last night. So he was scrambling a lot. He scrambled over 450 yards, which is astronomical. That's insane. But this guy, I mean, he's special. Some of the throws that Mahomes was making last night was insane. Like, there was one where he was laid out, like, parallel to the ground, and he threw it sidearmed, and it was dropped by the receiver, of course. That was a common theme last night. But he still got it there on an amazing throw. If that was completed, that would have been like play of the year, one of the best plays in the Super Bowl, aside from the Philly special. Now, oh man, Mahomes, is he the future GOAT? I don't know. That's, you can't label people like that yet. I hate that label of, oh, he's the baby GOAT. Oh, he's the next GOAT. Because you don't know. He could have a Joe Theismann-like injury. His career could be over. What he's accomplished thus far is impressive and amazing and overall just awesome. But, I mean, I think greatness is associated with longevity. So, it depends. How long is Mahomes going to play? Is he going to play this full 10-year contract out? I don't know. Like, someone like Andrew Luck retired really early. We didn't see his full potential because he was what? I forget how old he was when he was retired, but he was between like 29 and 31. He was still young for a quarterback. But the Chiefs' injuries, I mean, like I said, they had 3 offensive linemen that were starters out last night. Mahomes is banged up. He has that turf toe. He didn't look himself. But even Mahomes on a bad day still looked better than a lot of other quarterbacks in this league, including, both Eagles quarterbacks. With that said, what does this mean for next year? Is Tampa? I mean, Tampa's got to be the heavy favorites for next year. They didn't look like they were starting to click until halfway through the season this year, and they just got better and better and better. And as long as they can afford to pay everybody, which cap's just a number at the end of the day, let's be honest, they can afford to, and they can retain this roster, they're a force to be reckoned with, for sure. But so are the Chiefs. If the Chiefs can get healthy, I mean, that's another year of development and training. We may see a repeat of the Super Bowl next year of Chiefs-Bucks. Now, obviously, that's just speculation. There's a lot of deciding factors. I mean, you still got a lot of good teams that are going to be going up. I mean, you got the Bills. You got Matthew Stafford on the Rams now. That's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. So it's going to be interesting seeing what happens next year. But, before next year comes, we got the offseason. So let's go into a little offseason preview for you. I've already released 2 mock drafts. Both have gotten over 1,000 views. Thank you guys so much for all the love you have shown to my mock drafts. They're going to keep coming. Pretty soon, maybe a week or 2, I'm going to release my mock draft number 3, my post-Super Bowl mock draft, where we actually have a confirmed order. Buccaneers finishing 32, Jags 1. Jags obviously going to take Lawrence. Speaking of the Jaguars, I have a How to Fix the Jacksonville Jaguars rebuild coming pretty soon. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on seeing that video. A lot of work I put into it. I have a whole spreadsheet with all the players, their positions, their salaries, all this information about them, all sorted out in like an Excel sheet on my Mac. This one actually. And I'm going through, I'm readjusting the roster, looking at cap hits, seeing what they could spend in free agency, doing a little mock draft for them, and it's going to be all nice and dandy. We're going to wrap that together. I'm going to give you a final roster of what I would do if I was the general manager of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Really interesting. I did it last year for the Miami Dolphins. It got I wouldn't say a lot of love, but the people that watched it really enjoyed it. So I'm bringing it back this year, doing a How to Fix series with the Jacksonville Jaguars. But back to the offseason preview. You got free agents. You got tons of great free agents out there. Like guys like Von Miller, who's a talent of this generation, but he's coming off that big injury. How's he going to play out? You got receivers. You got like Curtis Samuel. You got Allen Robinson, Chris Godwin. Tons of great receivers in this free agency class. Kenny Galladay, another one. I could see him or Marvin Jones going to the Rams. Who knows? But that pretty much sums up, the free agent. It's going to be an interesting free agent class for sure. And with the cap being lowered, it's a little higher than the projected was going to be, but still lower than it was in previous years. It's going to be interesting seeing what some of these teams like the New Orleans Saints and the Philadelphia Eagles do with all these cap hits. Now, speaking of the Philadelphia Eagles, a lot of rumors have surfaced lately that my boy Carson Wentz is going to get traded. It's almost set in stone. How do I feel about this? I hate it. I think it's an awful move. Guy has one bad year. We saw what happened last night with Patrick Mahomes when he didn't have reliable receivers or a healthy offensive line. He didn't look that great. Mahomes is far and above, a lot better than Wentz. But Wentz is still a great quarterback, in my opinion. And look at what happened to him this season. He had a bad year, but a lot of it was also on his receiving core and his offensive line. It's not just one player. It's a whole offensive unit. Unit stunk. So whatever team trades for him, I think is going to get themselves a bargain, because I think he's probably going to go for a first and a player, and it's probably going to be a late first, nothing too high. My personal prediction, I've heard Bears, I've heard Colts, I've heard who else have I heard? I think the Niners were interested at one point, but I think he ends up with the Colts. You get that Frank Reich connection. Wentz goes back to the Colts for a first round pick and a player probably on defense. I could see someone like Rock Ya-Sin, just somebody in that secondary. But yeah, I think Wentz will end up a Colt going into the 2021-2022 season. But speaking of quarterback trades, that brings us to Deshaun Watson. Now, Deshaun Watson, he's the asking price that Houston wants for him. It's like at least 3 firsts. That's ridiculous. That's no way. No team's gonna pay for that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he's not worth that. What I'm saying is that Houston has no leverage. Okay. What Houston wants isn't what they're going to get, because everybody knows that Watson wants out. So his value is diminished because of that. Not saying he's not one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now, because he is. Look at what he did last year with that subpar receiving core. I think Houston would be lucky to get 2 firsts for him. 2 firsts, maybe a salary dump, a player. Personally, if I'm any team that's going to trade for Watson, it's going to be the Miami Dolphins. If I'm the Miami Dolphins, I'm giving up 2 first-round picks and Tua Tagovailoa, and I'm bringing in Deshaun Watson, and I'm going to see what I can do. With that great defense, you got a spark on offense with Deshaun Watson, and all of a sudden, the Miami Dolphins are up there with the Buffalo Bills with contending in the AFC East. So it's going to be a really, really interesting offseason. A lot to go on. Don't worry. This is not going to be the last 2 point. We're going to have a lot of content coming. I have a lot planned. Like I said, I have the How to Fix the Jaguars coming soon. I have a lot of football and sports-related videos. Going to do off-season free agents predictions probably at some point in some form of content. Probably a 2 point. I like this 2 point. It's an open format. I just get to talk to you guys, my opinions, get that all out, put it out there. I really hope you guys like this too. So, speaking of content, let me know in the comment section what you would like to see on this channel. Now, I have a lot of plans. I have a direction. It's my little baby. I know where I'm going to take it and grow with it. But I also want to see what you guys would like to see. Just because you guys deserve the content that you want. I mean, this isn't for me. Like, this is fun to make. This is a hobby for me. But like, I want to satisfy you guys. I want to give you your craving for that football content that you want. And do you want me to see me do other sports too? I can do basketball, baseball. I mean, I'm not as familiar with those 2 sports as I am football. But I can sure as hell learn and deliver you guys content for it. Let's see. I do have a couple things in the works pretty soon. Probably gonna start putting out some Madden videos. Yep, I will take my talents to Madden. and use it rather as a simulation more than as a game, and kind of try to rebuild teams there. I'm working on it. I'm gonna get a capture card so I can record myself. I'm gonna set up a format where I can do a somewhat realistic rebuild where I'm limited to how many free agents I can sign, how many people I can draft, and how many trades I can make. So that way I'm not just like trading everybody for Deshaun Watson and then going and playing all the games. No, I'm going to simulate. It's going to be really interesting to see how I can fix these teams with such limited moves. So we have that in the works. I have another side project in the works. Wasn't going to bring it up, but hey, what time is better than the present? Mallen's Card Club is in the works. I know I've been doing a lot of pack openings on this channel. You at home can start doing pack openings on your own. So we're putting together here monthly subscription boxes with vintage and modern packs. It's random. It's a mystery box. You pay a flat rate, and we'll ship it to your door. You got the rookie box, which is going to have 3 to 5 random packs. It could be anything. It could be a $20 pack. It could be a $3 pack. Who knows? It's a mystery box. But we'll take care of you guys. We'll make sure you get some good stuff. And you got the other Pro box, which is anywhere from 6 to 10 packs inside of it. So you guys can get in the mail and do your own little monthly box openings, which is great. Not to mention, if you go to the Mallen's Card Club website right now, you can sign up as a member. Not only that, you can start discussing sports cards. You can buy and sell cards. We have a whole forum set up, open for you to post, do whatever you want. We just launched it. The subscription service is still in the works, so don't go and buy anything yet. But as far as discussing and using the forum, be my guest, please. I look forward to seeing and interacting with you guys on there. So it's free to use. Anyone, you just got to sign up and you can use the forum, and it'll be fine and dandy. All right. So before I go, I also want to say one more thing. I want to give a shout out to my boy JP Mead on YouTube. Totally different content than I have. I do a lot of sports related stuff. This guy, my buddy here, he does gaming. He just started his channel up. Great content, great editing, better thumbnails than me. And yeah, you should totally go check him out and give him some love from the Mallen Productions channel. Now, I think that concludes everything we had to discuss today on The 2 Point. Hope you liked my analysis on the Super Bowl. It's a quick analysis, more of the effects of the Super Bowl rather than the Super Bowl itself. If you saw the Super Bowl, it was boring. There's not much to talk about. A couple bad calls. We'll ignore those. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, this 2 Point, leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Please subscribe, because more subscribers I have, the more of you I know are watching my content, enjoy my content, and I can cater my content to. And if you comment, I'll know what to post. I also like interacting with you guys in the comments, having sports discussions and whatnot. If you disagree with anything, let me know in the comments. Please, you guys don't hesitate to do so with the mock drafts when I draft somebody to your team that you don't like. Anyways, that should be all. And I really, really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, and take care. Oh, you're still here. Well, if you want to click right here, you can watch another video, or right here and you can subscribe. Either is fine with me. Have a nice day.